Top of the morning. I trust that everybody's well. Hey, it's a lot going on out here in society. We like less than 10 days left to 2024, people, and look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. Okay, don't go to sleep on this because even though it may not be affecting you directly right now, it's still affecting everybody indirectly. Why? Because it's a sure sign that this hyperinflationary economy, is having major impacts on brick and mortar businesses. Why? Because we are now in a new economy. Brick and mortars, right? Brick and mortars that have been around for ages are hitting bankruptcy. So let's go through this, right? Because it's not about what I'm saying. It's about the reality of what's going on. Party City is going out of business. This was what, 2 days ago, right? I posted this on my page. Party City. Now, how many of you actually have planned events and gotten your supplies from Party City, right? Look at what's happening here. Party City is closing down all of its stores, ending 40 years in business. 40 years. Think about that, people. Think about the employees. Let's go through this, right? I'm not going to read all, but I just want to point this out because this is a part of a national trend, right? The CEO, Barry Litwin, told corporate employees on Friday, right, in a meeting that and of course, I'm going to be shortening this up. Party City is winding down operations immediately, and that day on Friday was their last day of employment, right? But this is what stands out right here. Staff were told they will not receive severance pay, and they were told their benefits would end as the company goes out of business. No severance pay. And this is at the corporate executive level here, people. All right? It's not even talking about the people that work the actual stores. That is without question the most difficult. So, okay, that's that to soften the blow, right? Okay? And mind you, it's nothing personal. It's business, right? That's what they always tell you. But at whose expense? You got to start looking out for your own best interests, people, and stop just thinking as customers and consumers, right? Or employees, because you're expendable. Employees, you're expendable depending on what field you're in. You're expendable. Very best efforts have not been enough to overcome. So their best wasn't enough to save their company. Their best efforts were not enough to save their company and to salvage people's livelihoods. Okay? The best thing to do is to not be in this situation. Financial challenges was the result of the company's collapse. Right? And what I'm looking for, because what I want to really point out to you here is that the people had no idea that when they showed up that this was going to happen. Look, Friday, Party City store employees received letters that the company would close down stores on February 28th. That's of 2025 coming up. At which point, store staff will be terminated. Although Party City believes these closings are in the best interest of the company, we regret that we have had to take this step, and thank you. So what are they getting, people? They're getting a thank you for their valued contributions and service to the company. This is why network marketing is the new economy. And I'm going to go through that later, but I want to go through this. Look, bankruptcy and collapse, right? So this is the bankruptcy. This is what they owed. $1.7 billion in debt. They were only able to make $1 billion solvent, right? But what happened was, right, they were still left with 800 million in debt. So this is what really broke their back right here. So they got to charge it to the game, right? They closed more than 80 locations. They were trying to, trying to get the bucket and throw the water out of the boat to keep it from sinking, right? But it just wasn't enough. So they had to what? They had to tap out. And when they tap out, what happens? All of the employees that were building their lives off of this, all of the stockholders and all of those people, right? They got to go down with the ship. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna cut their losses. They're gonna hit the bankruptcy button, and they're gonna cut what? The liabilities. That's what happened to. So an emotional ending. Let's go over this real briefly, okay? Because I'm looking for something in particular to point out here. Okay, look, this is what I'm looking for right here. Employees were caught off guard because management hadn't mentioned any potential financial trouble at recent town hall meetings, people. The employee said management had expressed optimism about Party City's overall business. They were sold a dream, basically, to keep them in position, to keep them cranking out work, selling their time, right? Because why? They knew that if they knew the truth, that they would have already had started looking for something else. And where do they have to go? Possibly to other jobs of employment, to seek employment with other companies that are holding their hands to their chest. And all they got was an apology. Litwin apologized for the lack of communication. We recognize the flow of communication has not been how we typically handle sensitive matters like this. Why? Because they had not been encountered in 40 years with a sensitive matter of this magnitude, because this was the checkmate. So of course they're not going to tell them. Why? Because they were trying to figure out what they were going to do. But that's the Party City. You can check out the article for yourself. I just wanted to point out those key sensitive details. On to Advanced Auto Parts, right? How many of you have shopped at Advanced Auto Parts? Mechanics, whatever it is, even if you just went there to get your car parts, if you like to work on your classics or what have you. Guess what, people? They're closing hundreds of stores, which means thousands of jobs. They're slashing jobs. Look at that. They're slashing the jobs amidst a sluggish demand. Why? Because of inflation. The people that are not let's listen to this. Let them do the talking. Let's listen to this. See if I can get this off. Let's let them tell you what's going on. All right. Feds cut rates by a quarter point. Let's get to it. Let's get past all these little ads or whatever. Why I can't hear anything? Well, if I can't depend on them to talk about it, it ain't saying doing what I want it to do. There we go. Let's go. Skip the ad. Let's get to the business.
At today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a quarter percentage point to 4.25% to 4.5%. We've been moving policy toward a more neutral setting in order to maintain the strength of the economy and the labor market while establishing.
Wait a minute, y'all not talking about what I want. Let's get to this Advanced Auto Parts. Y'all tricked me. Okay, so let's go over this. I thought the feds cut rates. That has nothing to do with this. Let's move on. Advanced Auto Parts plans to close hundreds of stores, 4 distribution centers, and slash jobs amid the sluggish demand for vehicle parts, the company said this week. That's where we want to be, right? The announcement came with the release of the company's third quarter report on Thursday, when it reported an adjusted loss of 4 cents per share compared to a loss of $1.19 a year ago. Okay, so basically what they're saying is here, which you already can see for yourself, this is the bottom line right here, that they only got an 11% increase this year compared to 37% increase last year. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to say, hey, you know what, guys? We're losing money, so we got to cut our liabilities. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and chop 700 locations, right, by the middle of 2025. Why? Because they're playing to win. Are you playing to win? Or are you in the position wherein when they sit down at the table at your job, right, and they realize that their numbers are not looking how they want them to look, right, because of a failure of sluggish demand, like, hey, you know what? We got to chop 700 stores. What does 700 stores equate to, right? Thousands of jobs, right? So what we see right here. So they're talking about why they took all of these L's, which led up to them having to chop these stores. But see, the thing about Advanced Auto Parts, unlike Party City, they're not closing all of their establishments. So it says headquartered in Raleigh, North Carolina, Advanced Auto Parts operates more than 4,700 stores. So they're just cutting back a little bit. 700 stores, so that means they'll have like 4,000 left. Distribution centers, United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. According to its website, the company also serves 1,125 independently owned CarQuest branded stores across these locations, in addition to Mexico and some Caribbean islands. So Advanced Auto Parts, they're not flat broke. Like, they're really just cutting back so that they don't end up like Party City. And hey, from a business entrepreneurial position, they're doing what they got to do in order to keep themselves alive in the game, But what about the people on the other end? That's who you don't want to be. That's the reason why I'm making this video. Are you going to be a winner come 2025? Or are you gonna be the one that's on the chopping block? You got to answer that question for yourself, because I don't know what you do, but I'm here to offer opportunity. But I got to put the problem in your face so that you can see that it exists, because in a lot of cases, a lot of people are walking around with the blinders on. So let's see what this says real quick. November 1st, 2024, company completed its previously announced sale of Worldpac. So we're just pretty much just giving you their their portfolio. But the bottom line is, Advanced Auto Parts Store are closing 700 of their stores. In a regulatory filing, the company reported its plans to close 523 corporate stores, right? Leave 204 independent locations and shut down 4 distribution centers. That's their bottom line. It's nothing personal, people. Everybody that invests in whatever they're investing in, they're investing in it to protect their vested interests. So what am I saying to you as the people, as the consumer? If you're in a position wherein you don't have residual income, you don't have passive income, and you're paying your bills and upkeeping your livelihood exclusively off of being an employee, I'm going to keep telling you that you're making a major mistake. Let's move to Big Lots. Okay, Big Lots, just like Party City, is closing every store. Think about the jobs. Think about the people that were, paying their bills, feeding their children, putting food on the table with this particular franchise. They're going out of business, people. So, okay, you may, I'm going to go shopping. But what did they tell you? Why Party City? Because people are tapped out. So what are they doing? They're going to try to liquidate their inventory, salvage whatever it is they can salvage, and then they're going to hit that chapter 11, right? But who's the winner and who's the real loser? Who are the real losers in this equation? All right, let's see right here. After spending much of 2024 closing stores, so they've been liquidating, and recent months trying to solidify a sale, which was unsuccessful, right? Because why would a major player want to buy that which is losing? Think about it. Because they're going to do nothing but pick up their debt, right? Here's what you need to know about Big Lots closure. What happened? What happened was they tried a Hail Mary play. See that? And this was the entity right here. This was the major player in the game that said, well, you know what? We'll take a look at it, But we don't like the numbers. So what we gonna do? Nah, we not gonna invest in that. So the Hail Mary play didn't go through. So now they gotta close all of their stores so that they don't end up with a major goose egg. Right? That's the game. You gotta respect the game and the players. You know? So here we have, this is major right here. Big Lots had been facing severe financial difficulties in 2024 as inflationary pressures bit into profits, right? And caused customers to cut back on discretionary spending, which is Big Lots bread and butter. No company, no business, no franchise can survive without consumer retention. This is why network marketing is growing so rapidly. And I'm going to explain that to you. I'm just going to keep stitching that in there. You know why? Because in network marketing, companies pay their customers, incentivize their customers. It's not a one-way street. So it's a way for customers to do what? Not only gain access to quality products, goods, and services, but to get paid at the same time. We're going to go over that in a few minutes. Okay, but I want to cut into that right there. See, this is what I want to look at, how many employees, they're going out of business sales, they're liquidating. When will the going out, that's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for right here. Because why? You got to care about the people. But people, do you care about yourself? Look at that. What about Big Lots employees? The W-2s, right? Or 4, whatever it's called, right? Big Lots did not address. Look at that. Big Lots did not address the impact that closing stores would have on its employees. Why? Because it's a major deal. Major deal. Bloomberg pegs the company's employee headcount at 27,000 jobs. So that means that they waited until the end of the year for the holidays, going into the new year, to say, hey, you know what? We're closing all our stores. We're not going into the new fiscal year. Our numbers are not looking right. So guess, we're going to go ahead and chop 27,000 jobs and shut down all of these stores. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, most of these workers will likely lose their jobs once the going out of business sales are complete. So you know what that means? They're going to still work you. They're going to still work them to sell off the rest of this inventory, right? Even though they didn't want to go into the reason why they had to do it. But who has to start taking back power and control over their lives? Because I understand Big Lots. But what about these 20,000 people right here? You got to start looking out for your best interests. You got to start looking at the economy, the hyperinflation, and you got to start looking at the fact and accepting that you are expendable. Because when the when the guillotine comes down, this is what's going to happen right here, people. They're not going to be worrying about the fact that you got a car note. They're not going to be worrying about your insurance. They're not going to be worrying about whether or not if you can pay your mortgage, right? They're not going to be worried about whether or not if you can feed your family or not. And you know what? It might sound, terrible, but they have families too. That's the game. So that's why I'm here to let you know about this right here. Let's get into it. According to current trends, network marketing is considered one of the fastest growing industries globally due to factors like increasing digital adoption, a growing entrepreneurial culture. Why? Because people are having to figure out how to eat out here on our own, right? Now you're going to start to understand the power of collectivism and organization and duplication, and instead of competition, collaboration and flexibility it offers to individuals seeking part-time income opportunities. What they left out is full-time. With many regions like India. Now, when you go into real depth and start typing in the network market current atmosphere, the Indians over there in India are taking off. My question is where is America at? Where is Canada at? Where is Australia? Where is Britain? Where is South America? Where are the countries in Africa like Ghana, right? South Africa, why aren't you getting involved here? The Indians are killing it. Look, the ease of online marketing and social media platforms allow network marketers to reach a wider audience easily. Compared to traditional businesses like Party City, like Advanced Auto Parts, like Big Lots that are having to tap out, network marketing is thriving, people. And it's a low upstart. But let's get into it right here, right? Because I'm excited about this. Compared to traditional businesses, network marketing often requires minimal startup costs, making it accessible to a broader demographic. A broader demographic, people, okay? A broader demographic. Okay? So I'm just showing you this, the flexibility. Companies are increasingly offering a wider variety of products and services catering to diverse consumer needs. Flexibility. Network marketing allows individuals to work on their own schedule, which is attractive to those seeking work-life balance. Boom. This is what you need right here. Boom. You see it? A plus with the Better Business Bureau. Debt free. Foundational company. They own their own systems. You don't have to worry about them tapping out and them going out of business. Why? Because once again, it's a debt free company. Unlike Party City that they drowned in debt. Okay, see these major chains. I think they said that what was this? Advanced Auto Parts or one of these. I think it was Bitlocks or one of them. They were probably like a 50. Let's go down here so that I won't quote it. 50. They just celebrated their 57th year anniversary, right? But they're bankrupt, right? So what do you need? You need a new way. The people need a new way. You need to accept that change is here. A new economy is here. A new way of thinking is here. A new way of shopping is here. A new way of making money is here. You don't have to look for something that has already found you. You just have to see it for what it is. What is it? It's an opportunity for you not only to take care of your health and the well-being of your family. You see, they got the H1 the swine flu out there on the West Coast. It's viral season, right? Vitamin D deficient season. This right here covers all of the bases of health and economics. You see? So it allows you the flexibility of a low upstart, right? If you're working a job and you got another $1,000, another $2,000-$3,000 on autopilot through consumerism and residual income, you wouldn't have to worry about being a part of the 27,000 people, that are getting laid off or getting fired, or getting, done away with no severance package. You can write your own check right here. You can develop, you can utilize the same skills, the same charisma, and the same organization and for yourself right at home on your phone or your laptop. Right on your phone and your laptop that you're using every day to click buttons. Think about that. By doing what? Shopping with the right company, getting top shelf health products, which is your overhead, $100 overhead to be in a position to monetize your consumerism, wherein now you have value, you have solutions that you can offer people who are going to be laid off, including yourself. You're retired and you're still having to work jobs in a precarious economy that's hyperinflated. This is the solution, people. And that's all I'm going to say. With 8 ways to get paid. Prosperity plan is right. It's all right there in front of you. Right? Start visualizing and seeing things for what they are. The economy is changing. Major chain distribution centers are closing. They're chopping jobs. They're automating their systems. And you need to see it for what it is. You know, it's not something that you're gonna, that you should have to be convinced of. You see the changes. You see the risks that you're taking just relying on a job alone. Am I telling you to quit your job? No. But wouldn't it be advantageous to you and your family to be able to use this program to have another couple of grand coming in every month of residual income by helping to improve upon the health of you, your family, your community, your social media organizations, your groups, right? Your institutions, your whatever it is. And then if something did happen like this, what happened to the Big Lots, the Advanced Auto Parts in the Party City, right? And let's not forget, let me go over here right here because I skipped some. Let me show you something right here. Because it's a Rite Aid, right? I think they said Rite Aid. Walgreens, right? Let me see where they had that caption at. It's not, there are other businesses that are just shutting down. So all I'm doing here is just trying to prepare you for this. To show you that you don't have to panic. That you don't have to get caught up in fear mongering. You don't have to be worried about what's going to happen to you next. You know, what's gonna happen, what's around the corner. Right here. Let me see. They had a like a caption. But I already put it in my caption though. Walgreens, Rite Aid, and all of these other stores. But I want you to know that you got a solid company right here. It's a network marketing based company, meaning that all you have to do for as low as $99, right? The low upstart for you to get in position as a member, right? And just get your membership, set up your free website, attach your tax information, and get with the people in your life who want to prepare for this economical storm that's up ahead. All I'm doing is pointing out to you the changes that are clearly, in our face. This is the best. If you really want to make money and you want to get your health right, this is the package right here. If the lowest upstart $99. You click right here, fill out your your form, and get your key people to do the same thing. Keep it on auto ship. The first to the 7th of every month, everybody pays their overhead. You get your products. You got over 30 products to choose from. You got me, or whoever it is that you choose to be your sponsor, that's going to be right there with you to show you how to set everything up, which is simple as 1, 2, 3. And let's duplicate financial freedom and security. And that's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna go too much further on it. I'm gonna close these out. If you have any questions, I'm just letting you know, people, that you're not by yourself. You can take a little bit and turn it into a whole lot. But you gotta be willing to work with you gotta be willing to work with each other. Instead of just liking and loving on each other's posts all day, let's get paid together. Let's keep our health right together, moving forward. And that's the only protection that I see that we have. My name is Tamar Brown. It's your brother. You got any questions or concerns? You want to join, you want to put yourself in a position where you don't have to be worrying about, getting laid off or getting shut down with no severance pay, ending up on the unemployment line, then guess what? I'm here to help you. Peace. In less than 30 minutes and I'm out.